I'm going to let it play.
Okay. Well, that is the sound of a dodgeball because today we are doing Dodgeball, a true underdog story.
Truly.
Yeah, truly.
It's a dog-eat-dog world out there.
Okay, I'm
It's kind of annoying yet.
Welcome back to the Last in
Save that
Class
for later.
podcast. As you heard in the intro, we're doing Dodgeball movie. Couldn't really think of anything else to do, so we kind of just picked one that we could all watch, and then two of us ended up renting it anyway. So
Yeah, it was supposed to be free, and then it wasn't free.
My apologies.
It's all right.
no, don't get him off the hook.
I've paid more money for less quality movies.
Yeah, I guess. All right, Dodgeball, true underdog story. PG-13 from 2004.
Unless you got the unrated version like I watched. I don't know what it's unrated, so.
Yeah, so you were going to be talking about stuff I don't even know. There's a runtime of 1 hour, 32 minutes. Had a budget of $20-30 million, somewhere in that range. Boxed $167 million and has a Rotten Tomato score of 71%. And as Tyler pointed out, apparently we're getting a sequel.
Yep, they announced something that it's going to be in the works soon, so maybe White gets his revenge or something.
I wonder if all the OG cast will be back.
I think most of the cast.
I think most of them, because what are most of them doing? Not much.
That's true.
And if you get Ben Stiller, then you're probably getting his wife in the movie too.
Yeah. I want to see Tony Perkins in this movie as well.
Well,
We got Tony
I
Perkins.
It
know,
basically
but I
is.
want to see both.
This is him growing up
I
now.
want to see a dual
It's his
role.
twin. It's
Yeah.
his twin.
Yeah, it's his like.
Instead of Laser and Taser, it's Tony and White.
It's like
Right.
the same backstory anyways. He used to be a fat kid and now he's in shape.
Yeah, but I want to see a double role. Art Stiller.
They should do like a slip. Instead of him saying his name's White, he'll say like Tony or something. He goes,
Yeah,
"Oh."
maybe that'll be the backstory.
He's played his own twins in a movie before, actually. Cable Guy, remember?
Yeah, he's also played his dad's father in an episode of King of Queens.
And he played his own father.
Yeah, I was gonna say he
in
played his own
Heavyweights.
father. Yeah,
Touche.
Papa.
What
Not-
can
not
what,
father.
what can this
Papa.
man not do?
Exactly. So yeah, I think he's suited for a double role.
Yeah, of course. Ben Stiller is hilarious.
Lighting King.
You want to be a Lighting King, or do you want to
He
be?
was the Lighting King in Papa.
I know, but
Call me Papa.
we already
Tony
did that
Perkins
movie.
Sr.
All right, so this movie is written and directed by Rawson Marshall Thurber. Don't know how to pronounce it. He also did Red Notice, Skyscraper, Central Intelligence. What all those have in common? They all have
Rock.
The Rock. So apparently The Rock likes working with him, or vice versa.
Finally, The Rock has come back. Or just been in 3 movies with this guy.
He's probably done, whatever. You got the character Peter LaFleur, played by Vince Vaughn. Wedding Crashers, Fred Claus, Internship, a whole bunch of movies.
Swingers.
The
Yeah.
Watch.
Sure.
Yep.
Basically always acts the same way. But
Yeah, he's Vince Vaughn. Is Vince Vaughn being Vince Vaughn?
yeah.
He was well cast for his role.
There's certain movies where
Old School.
Old School's great. Some movies, The Delivery Man is actually one of his better films. One of his better performances.
Don't watch Freaky Friday with him in it.
Freaky Friday, is that a newer one?
Yeah, like 2 years ago.
Oh, like he's in the newer one.
Yeah,
Like the remake of remake?
Yeah, I own it. So if you want to watch it, it's terrible.
No,
He
thank
swaps
you.
places with a teenage girl.
Jesus.
Oh no, I'm not interested then.
I don't know. He tries to does he try and make out with a guy? Something weird happens.
Jesus.
Probably. He's not really been in much lately. All right, then you got the character Kate, played by Christine Taylor. She was in the Brady Bunch, Zoolander, Wedding Crashers. White Goodman, played by Ben Stiller, and Christine Taylor's husband. He's in Tropic Thunder, Night at the Museum movies, Heavyweights, which we already covered.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
He's in a lot of movies. A Heartbreak Kid.
I know, but we don't need to name every
Cable Guy.
There's
movie.
something about Mary.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I don't like that movie though.
Oh, well, you just don't like.
And you said
Cameron
Cable Guy.
Diaz.
He actually directed Cable Guy.
Well, okay.
Got him.
Got him, as our friend would say. All right, Patches O'Houlihan. He's played by Rip Torn. He was in the Men in Black trilogy. Freddy Got Fingered, Zeus, and Hercules.
Freddy got fingered.
It's a very bad movie.
God. I've never heard of
Do you
it, so
like
it just
the
caught me off
sausage?
guard.
Tom Green. It's Tom Green.
It's a Tom Green movie. It was
Do
NC-17.
you even know Tom Green?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
This is the Tom Green Show. It's not
Maybe
the
if I saw
Green
it.
Tom Show.
This is my favorite show.
is he a redhead, right? Or
No, my bum is on the cheese. My bum is on the cheese. And if I'm lucky, you might just give a little squeeze.
He was funny for like a year, and then
Okay.
that was enough.
He's in Charlie's Angels for like a second.
That's because at the time he was married to Drew Barrymore,
Yeah.
and Drew Barrymore's in that. All right, so then you got the character Justin, played by Justin Long. I think he's gonna be one of our channel's favorites. He's
for
shown up
sure.
in a couple things.
Plus, we all love him.
Long
So
gone.
He was in Idiocracy that we already talked about, Jeepers Creepers, Tusk, which makes Sikora
Yeah.
laugh whenever I mention it on our list,
Fantastic movie.
and the movie Waiting.
Also accepted.
Yep, I'm sure you can keep going if you want, but
I could. What's the new movie he was just in that I watched? The horror movie?
Barbarian.
right.
Barbarian.
Jesus, I feel like we eventually need to cover that one, but
You've seen it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was the
Tough
first
one.
one
Yeah,
of
it's
the
a
three of
tough
us to
one.
see it.
Oh, were you?
I don't know, when did you see
I was
it?
one of the last ones. I know.
I don't know. I saw it before Tyler.
I saw it on December 31st, 2022. I only know that because it was New Year's Eve.
I don't know. You probably saw it before me. Who cares? I'm sorry. Okay, I saw it second out of the group.
Maybe.
All right, then we got the character Gordon, played by Stephen Root, always a favorite of mine. Also in Idiocracy, voice of Bill in King of the Hill, and Office Space. Who cannot forget him in Office
See the
Space?
one with the four eyes?
the glasses.
Yeah.
Hilton.
Yeah.
I only say four eyes because
Yeah.
Ben Stiller's character says it in the movie.
And
Yeah,
he's
the-
also in
Stapler. you
Man
know.
in the High Castle.
I haven't watched that show yet. But whenever Stephen Root is in something, I find him hilarious.
But you won't find him hilarious in this. I'm sorry.
All right. The character Owen, played by Joel David Moore. He was in Grandma's Boys, Avatar 1 and 2. I'm sure Sikora likes Grandma's Boys. I would just imagine that's your type of movie, right?
Grandma's Boy is a good movie.
It's pretty funny. Tyler, have you seen that one?
Nope.
That's another one we'll probably cover one
Nick
time.
Swardson is in it, I think. I don't even know if he is. He might be.
It's been a while since Jonah Hill's in it. Young Jonah Hill.
Yep.
All right, then we got the character Dwight, played by Chris Williams. He was in a show called Silicon Valley and Upload.
Upload's a good show.
Is it? I've never even heard of it until
On Amazon.
Is it
No
good?
idea.
Yeah. It's about your body being uploaded after you die into like an internet server.
Oh, that's very realistic stuff that's probably going to be happening in our lifetime.
You should check it out.
I don't need to. That stuff scares me.
Well, the rich people get to go places cool, and the poor people do not.
How's that any different from nowadays?
I'm just saying you should check it out.
Rich people get to go all over
And then
the
a
world.
guy falls in love with a living girl. A living girl falls in love with a dead guy in a program, and vice versa, and she can visit him. It's crazy.
Your mind is blown. You have no
It is.
words. You're
It's
shaking your head.
It's insane. It's not insane, but it's cool. It's a cool idea.
All right, then we got Steve the Pirate, played by one of my favorite current actors, like that's still working in Hollywood, Alan Tudyk. He was in Firefly, one of my favorite shows of all time, especially if it hadn't gotten canceled after half a season. Serenity.
Serenity now.
What does that mean? What are you,
You watch Seinfeld, you would know.
yeah, whatever.
That was totally not the theme song, but you got it.
Knight's Tale, Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Does a lot of voice work, and he's just amazing.
Wait, he's in A Knight's Tale with Martin Lawrence?
That's Black Knight.
Oh.
This is A Knight's Tale with
Heath Ledger?
Heath Ledger.
I like the Martin Lawrence one better.
How dare you even say that over this?
Well, just saying. I said it.
It's wrong. Wrong. All right, a couple other characters. We got, Cotton, played by Gary Cole. Fran, played by Missy Pyle. Pepper, played by Jason Bateman. Young Patches by Hank Azaria, also another favorite.
Mr. Simpson.
Yeah, just like a whole bunch of voices.
Wiggum.
All right, we got a whole bunch of cameos too in this movie. Lance Storm, Chuck Norris, William Shatner.
Lance
Storm. Lance
Storm.
Armstrong.
Who the hell is Lance Storm?
Lance Storm is a wrestler. That's why it popped in my head really fast. Lance Armstrong.
I was like, did I miss something, or does he have a different paper?
Lance Storm from WCW, ECW, WWE, you guys. Come on.
I don't know him.
You probably would if you knew. The Canadian wrestler with like the maple leafs on his pants. if I could be serious for a minute.
No.
Oh, we'll have to talk about it after this podcast. All right, then I don't even know the actress's name, but Lori Beth Denberg from.
That's her name.
Is it her actor's name or just
That's
the
her
character?
real name.
Oh, well, Lori Beth Denberg from all that.
Oh, yeah.
Just a small little, awesome.
Okay. I still don't know. How long of the scene, because I watched the unrated version, how long of a scene was she in?
Like 1 minute.
Okay.
Just the cheerleading scene at the beginning.
Yeah. She says she's not wearing any underwear.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know. I didn't know if I was getting extra stuff.
No, that was the scene.
Okay.
Kind of unorganized on this episode. Just general talk.
Just like the game of Dodgeball.
What?
An Underdog Story.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
got it.
No one ever calls it the full title.
I'm going to call it that from now on.
All right, do it.
All right.
I expect to hear you say it like 20
Every single
times.
time? Okay.
So who wants to go first about, what do you want to talk about?
Who wants to take the bull by the horns? It's a
Ben
metaphor,
Stiller.
but it really happens.
That was awesome. I love that painting in the background of his office.
It's a nice painting you got back there. And then whatever he says after that.
Yeah.
I gotta say, so most of the actors in this did a great job in just like being just crazy for this. Justin Long is just like a wimpy pushover in this.
Just like accepted and
Just
waited.
playing like, dorky and whatever. And he is just, this is the best he's ever done. He's done this in lots of movies, but this is probably his best at it. And same thing with Owen.
Which one's that?
Owen's the tall one.
The tall one.
Where he's just like clueless about stuff.
Oh, yeah. Steve the Pirate. Who?
Who? The only guy that dresses like a pirate.
And then later on he goes, "Oh, it's Steve the Pirate." And the guy's like,
Yeah, when he's not dressed like a pirate. And then, of course, Ben Stiller basically playing, sequel character to Heavyweights.
Yeah. Ben Stiller's the best part of this movie.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
We did see. We all watched it.
All right, tell me, why is he the best?
Because his character is the best. He's the most outlandish. What are you doing over there? What buttons are you hitting? What are you doing now?
He doesn't know. That's why he's not seeing anything.
Oh.
Yeah, didn't know. I was trying to turn the button off.
Oh.
All right, yeah, Ben Stiller is freaking hilarious in this movie.
Yeah.
He goes like full extreme in this.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all I got to say about it. He's the best.
You gotta tell me
What do you
why.
I told you, because he's the best.
All right, so
He has
general.
the best jokes, the best one-liners.
Okay, I guess to get this started, I guess we have to just do a brief.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Michelle.
Now you're
Pumps up his crotch.
You're mixing quotes up together. All right, basically this
I'm not
movie.
mixing quotes up together. That happens.
Listen, nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Oh, and then Michelle.
Okay, so basically, Peter LaFleur owns a gym called Average Joe's. And Ben Stiller's character owns Global Gym, the huge, successful gym chain or whatever. And Average Joe's is behind on all the bills. He just doesn't pay anything. And they have 30 days to raise $50,000, which is like the back pay, or they got to close. And Global Gym will own it if they do.
Yeah, and they're going to turn it into a parking lot.
Yeah, that's right. So all the guys at Average Joe's are like just normal people just hanging out. They're all the weirdos.
The outcasts.
The outcasts. Justin's
They're
like
just average Joes.
Justin's the high school nerd.
He doesn't even know how to work a cable machine.
Yeah, he's like all tangled up in it.
That's like Jesus.
Gordon is just like the weird older guy who is like interested. Yeah, the loser. He's got like a mail away bride. He reads like a magazine about obscure sports. Has nothing, probably no real friends outside of this. And then who else do we got?
The tall one, Owen. Is that his name? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Owen is just weird.
Yeah, I don't know. He was just there. I don't know.
He's just like clueless about everything. And then you got Steve the Pirate, who's the guy who dresses as a pirate for no explanation whatsoever.
And the trainer.
And the trainer, who
Was that Dwight?
Yeah, that's Dwight.
He's the most normal out of everybody.
Yeah, he's quite normal. He's got his one-liners, but so Ben Stiller's character, he just wants to buy it, or he wants it to close. I don't really know why.
There's really no explanation.
He just wants to have more locations, I guess.
I think he just hates the
competition of different gyms, I guess.
and the lifestyle of average Joes. That seems to be his only like motivation, because he used to be super fat and
he's like invested into it. So if they close, he gets it or something like that.
right.
And that they have like a little feud or whatever. So they start trying to make $50,000 so they can pay the back pay or whatever, and then they can live happy. And it turns into, we got to play dodgeball because there's a $50,000 prize.
Right.
So that's really like the gist of the story.
I have shareholders. You don't even have cup holders.
You sound just like
I knew you would say that line. I don't know why I knew you would say that line. When I was watching it, I was like, literally, Sikora's going to say that line.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So I didn't write it down.
But I want cup holders. What?
Ben Stiller is just crazy in this movie.
Yeah.
He's like always working out. He used to be a fat guy, and they like showed pictures of him, and now he's extreme. There's a scene in it where
that was me 6 years ago, 617 pounds.
it's the wrong movie you're quoting.
No, it's in this movie.
It's in this one. That's the
yeah.
one.
Like right at the beginning when he's talking to everybody.
I
he
thought this
says
was the quote he gives at the beginning of the camp in heavyweights.
Well, probably.
Well, it's probably literally the same thing. So
At age 11, I weighed 314 pounds.
or something like that is what he says.
it literally sounds like it's from heavyweights
Right.
too, though.
I had bad skin, no friends.
Yeah, it's the same guy.
I just like they go into his office and he's got that statue of like two naked guys or whatever wrestling. It's like very homoerotic
Well,
throughout the whole entire movie.
his whole shtick is very homoerotic the entire movie. He's always wearing that onesie or
He's got that onesie that has like a cod piece in it.
yeah, that pumps up.
But when Kate's gonna come in for a meeting,
singlet. It's a wrestling singlet.
he pumps it up and then he's like pushing it in her face like the whole entire time.
Yeah.
I don't even know. It's just
It's just so outrageous for no reason. That's funny though.
yeah. I definitely like the So Kate is the character. She works for the bank. She's going into Average Joe's to
She
go
works
through.
for White.
No, we'll get to that.
Ipso facto.
She works for the bank, and she's the one who's like telling him you have $50,000 debt you have to pay, and going through all the paperwork, which isn't organized. And so she's basically there all the time, just trying to go through it, but also gets called to Global Gym because White thinks she works for him, because the bank works for him.
Right. Ipso facto.
And he's like all over her, trying to get her,
Mm-hmm.
So even at one
got some
point,
shackles on the back. If you're into that sort of thing. Just kidding. But I have them.
you know every line he says, don't you?
Pretty much.
This is gonna be good.
So when Sikora does voices, good things happen.
We'll see.
There's no beer, so
There
at least
is
there's
no
no
beer.
spillage.
That's true. I can make that happen. I don't have it. I do have beer.
I like the scene when he like goes to her house and she's like, "How'd you find where I live or whatever?" It's like, "I got good news for you. You're fired." I called your work and told him you're like drinking on the job. And he's like, "You did what?" Yeah, that way we can like be together, whatever. Good stuff. So then you have Vince Vaughn's character, who's the opposite of him, who's also interested in Kate.
Yes. Everyone's interested in Kate in this movie.
But they think she's a lesbian.
Yeah, they
That's
keep
true.
saying, "Oh, she's lesbian. She's lesbian," and that plays
And then
off.
M. Night
at the end of the movie.
Shyamalan twist at the end.
Is it M. Night Shyamalan twist?
That's an M. Night Shyamalan twist at the end.
I don't think it is.
It's a Shyamalan twist.
It's not Shyamalan.
Nobody
twist.
saw it coming. Had
Right.
to have been.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the icing on the cake.
Most people probably weren't thinking about it being important.
Well, so the whoever wrote the script obviously thought it was
Yeah,
pretty
they kept
important.
chipping it in.
And it paid off, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Maybe
right,
there's
right.
something in the next one. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So when they first were talking about raising $50,000 for the movie, their first idea is a car wash. So like they go to a scene where like first they show all these like sexy girls in bikinis and stuff like
Good
that,
scene.
and then they go across the street where Average Joe's. I don't know why they were like wearing Speedos and like smaller stuff than they really should be.
Right.
But-
Only Vince Vaughn is wearing something normal.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Steve the Pirate's wearing pants.
Yeah.
You know, and then his pirate get up. And they're just watching across the street because they're like, who knew that we were going to be across the street from that?
And then they have like that weird thing in the back with the one guy and the little kid, and I'm just like, oh my god, what the fuck?
Well, no, it's like they're like, the only customer we've had is that one guy who keeps paying Justin to wash his car a couple times. And it goes to him, and it's this big guy with this huge truck, and he's like
And a dog.
Yeah, he's got his dog, and he's just rubbing his belly button as Justin is like bent over cleaning the tires in like a Speedo. He's like, get in there, boy.
I'm like, why? Why do you need to do that?
Because you're laughing. That's why.
I know, but I felt so weird just watching that.
Yeah, I felt weird too. And then they go back to the gym or whatever. Like, that actually cost us money.
Of course it did.
And then old Stephen Root finds, miraculously, competition.
Yeah, Peter's already ready to give up at that point. He's like, oh, we tried. That's over. We can't raise it in a car wash. And Stephen was like, dodgeball. What do you want to play? Dodgeball? $50,000 in Las Vegas.
What blows my mind is none of the. They're like, we don't know how to play dodgeball. Just like, what do you mean?
Everyone
you don't know
knows
how
the
to play
basics.
Dodgeball.
Maybe you don't know like the rules for like competitive dodgeball, but everyone knows.
I feel like the rules are pretty.
It's in the title. Dodgeball. You dodge a ball.
Right.
It's can't be more difficult than that.
Right.
Oh, it can.
I guess so.
What is it? Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Yep.
How? Okay.
Dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Yeah, that's you're like already taking a whole bunch of quotes I don't have to talk about anymore.
Perfect.
Just to help you out.
Yeah.
So then Stephen Root tells them, okay, we have to make a qualifier, so that he sets up a match for like the next day or something like that.
Yeah.
And they go against a group of Girl Scouts.
Because it said they're going up against troop number. Like, great, it's a Boy Scouts team. They're like, nope, look behind us, and it's just like a whole group of girls.
So they come in and they decimate this team. The only one left is Vince Vaughn's character, and he throws the ball at one of the little girls. And he's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" He's like, "Why did you hit me?" But it's of course a trap, and then they like destroy him. So they lose, but then they're like
in the middle of like announcing that they're being qualified, and then they realized that one of the girls had taken some steroid for like a beaver or something.
Steroids and like muscle relaxers for beavers or something like that, and they're disqualified. And they show one of the girls who's got like, I don't even know if it's a boy playing it or if it's just a girl that they put, but her like arms are hairy, and you can tell going through like testosterone. They're like, oh, you screwed it up. So they make it, and then
On a technicality.
it doesn't matter. They still made it.
know.
Kate, when watched them, was cheering for them.
That's embarrassing.
Why is that embarrassing?
Because they, first of all, they lost to a Girl Scout group, and this woman comes and watches them.
Well, not only Kate watched them, and also Stephen Root's family.
Yeah.
His 3 kids from his first marriage, and his Asian wife that hates him. She's like, but gets the L on her forehead. It's like, I love you too. Like, that's not what that means. But Vince Vaughn stops him from saying it.
And then after that, they hit up a bar a bar and grill area. They're just eating there, and then all of a sudden, Ben Stiller's group and posse comes rolling in or whatever, announcing that they're going to be in the dodgeball competition too. And they're like, "You can't even get in because you didn't even qualify or whatever." Why did they end up qualifying? I don't remember that part.
Because he's friends with somebody who's in charge.
Right. Yeah.
You know, successful people, rich people don't have to obey the rules. And actually, before they had their qualifying match against the Girl Scouts, Justin Long told him he's got a video that he had to watch in school. So they show a video that's like old. It'd be like from like the 40s or something.
Yeah, black and white.
Yeah, and it's like there's a character called Patches in it.
Patches O'Houlihan.
He's like the champion or whatever, and he's going through the rules. The 5 Ds.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
There you go. And Hank Azara's character. So after they come out of the bar, you have like this old guy, Rip Torn. He's in a
Future
wheelchair.
Patches.
Yeah, older Patches. Comes up, he's like, "That's the worst dodgeball I've ever seen." Number one, why is he at this like little game?
Because he's an old man. That's what he was famous for. He's got nothing left.
Yeah, so he's just a crazy guy, and he chases him down. He's like, "I'm gonna teach you," blah blah blah.
Everything's just working out for these guys. These underdogs are really getting the.
Hey, it's an underdog story.
I know, but they're really getting the white glove treatment. I'm getting closer to it.
It already sounds echoey, like you're far away, brother.
Listen.
I'm trying to, but you're too far away from the
Listen
mic.
to me, brother.
Yeah.
So then he decides he's going to coach them. So like before he shows up, Vince Vaughn's character is telling Dwight about it. He's like, is he like crazy? We're like, no, he's normal like us. So then he comes in and his first thing, one of the potential quotes of the movie, everyone's lined up in front of balls and he's like, you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. And he just takes a wrench and Justin Long asked a question, right?
Probably.
He says, I think he's like asking a question or whatever, and he just tosses it right at his face. And he just falls to the ground. And he's just like writhing in pain, agony. It's so funny.
And then he tries to make him dodge traffic.
Yeah. If you can dodge traffic, you can dodge a ball.
He was doing pretty good until he got hit.
What are you doing? Stephen Rowe got hit twice. No car stopped for pedestrians, apparently.
They didn't care.
Yeah, so he's like not. I don't know why they would get better going off his routine, but
It's gonna be. It's a montage.
I know. But I saw this movie like a long time ago when it first came out, and I haven't watched it since. And one of the only things I remember of this movie was, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. That is why it's definitely one of the quotes of the movie. It's easy, it's simple, and it's funny.
Okay.
I got a funny quote coming up too if we get further.
All right.
Bum, bum, bum.
So also after the training, you have Kate come in and she grabs the ball and
she blasts it.
chucks it at the cardboard cutout.
It's like a cutout of
White.
Yeah.
White put a cutout of himself that actually has like a camera in it and microphone. But Kate like throws it and breaks his head off and like, oh, you gotta play for us. And she's like, I can't. This is, I technically work for him, so I can't.
Doctor-patient confidentiality.
Yeah, she's a doctor.
Right.
But like I think one of the next scenes is when Ben Stiller does come and like fire her or whatever. Then Vince Vaughn goes to try to get her to join the team again. He's like, I of course want,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want any of your expired movie tickets or whatever. I just want to see the look on his face when he loses to us. So she's in. Team's automatically already better because she's actually more athletic than any of them.
You're skipping my quote.
Ooh.
Oh, what's your quote?
Basically, when they're Vince is trying to convince her to play or whatever, there's always that saying, "Put your money where your mouth is," but he goes, "Time to put your mouth where my balls are." I was just like, what?
And then one of the next scenes, you have Ben Stiller, and this scene makes me think of the Ultimate Warrior in wrestling. So the legend goes that Ultimate Warrior, who was on a crazy diet, would just crumble up cookies in his hand and just smell them and be like, if I just smell them, I don't have to eat them.
Why wouldn't you just smell them normally?
I don't. What did Ultimate Warrior do that was normal?
Steroids?
In the 80s, yes, that was normal. Either way. So White is in his office and he's just smelling pizza. So that's all I picture is Ultimate Warrior.
He's doing a little.
But then it goes down. Then he goes down a little further, and his little henchman
and he opens his pants up. And
comes in. And he's like, oh. It's just,
What did I tell you about knocking?
all right. So now we're kind of going to the tournament. It's in Vegas. There's 32 teams. They kind of tease some of the
on
teams.
ESPN 8, the Ocho
Yeah, the old show. We get introduced to the two
commentators, Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler.
That's right, calling it for dodgeball as well. This is where we get Jason Bateman. He's like the color commentator, but he's terrible at it.
He's just high.
He's funny.
Yeah.
Me.
And Gary Cole, he's like the main one. So basically, Gary Cole would say something like, I don't know, Cinderella and the Magic Pumpkin or whatever, and Jason Bateman's just like, I like pumpkins. Or,
if they lose this game, they won't advance. That's right.
I talked to the coach earlier today, and he says they really want to win this one. He just says like all this pointless stuff or repeats what Gary Cole says before him.
It's kind of like Jim Gaffigan's character in The Love Guru.
Haven't seen that and probably never will.
Oh man, we gotta watch it. It's not good.
If you make me watch that movie, it will probably be the first movie that gets a 0 rating from me.
That's fine.
Because I have purposely not wanted to watch that movie.
Mariska Hargitay.
I can't even listen to you
Have
right
you seen
now.
it, Tyler? Oh, it's bad. But it's so bad, it's good.
So before the game,
Pretty offensive.
before the first game happens, they say they got new uniforms.
Yeah.
Well, they play the Germans.
Well, yeah, they're gonna play the Germans, and Owen's character said, "I threw away our old ratty jerseys or new ones." They open the box, and it's like a whole bunch of S&M outfits.
Bondage stuff.
Yeah, bondage stuff, and the bondage people got like the
Average Joes.
But their game's about to start, and it says they have to have matching uniforms, so they go face the Germans wearing the bondage stuff.
You guys suck. Thank you.
And the tall one, Owen, right? That's
Yeah.
the tall one. He's wearing like that choker thing, so it's just like over his mouth. I was like, dude, why do you just have it sit in your mouth so just get?
Yeah, you don't have to wear that part,
Yeah,
but
like come on now.
that's what makes it funny. So they face the Germans, and the Germans are beating them like pretty easily. And then who's the last one in that? Was Kate surviving member?
Yeah, she catches
And
it.
she
and then
catches
Vince
the
Vaughn
ball.
Jumps back in.
Yeah, Peter comes back in, and they come
Team
back.
Blitzkrieg.
That's not yet.
No, that's the Germans.
Is it the teenager?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell I just watched this movie today. I always watch movies like twice, or I try to, and I failed.
Yeah, I probably should start doing that because I'm like so out of it right now. I don't know what part's which.
Put it back on. I just watched it.
No, that's okay. So then you have Global Gym. They go against the Kamikazes, and they just get dominated because Global Gym actually looks like they've practiced a long time.
They actually look like a team.
Well, yeah, they're
Plus,
athletes.
plus they have that secret weapon, Fran. You know, we didn't get.
They got Fran, who
Fran, yeah.
they like put makeup and hairstyle that makes her look really ugly. But of course,
It's Missy Pyle.
Owen is like falls in love with
yeah.
her. He's like, I'll never find love early in the movie. Then you got like what
Laser and Taser.
Taser,
And Blazer.
and then Blazer.
I got a bunch of Azers. That's one of Dwight's quotes.
It is. Dwight is funny because he always is usually playing off of the Owen character
Yeah.
because Owen is just stupid and says a whole bunch of stuff. And then Dwight is like, since he's like the normal, he's like, are you serious? Oh, another thing we forgot to talk about that comes back into this movie is that Justin, at the beginning of the movie, he talks about he got embarrassed because he wanted to be a cheerleader.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
Which takes me to another funny quote because he wanted to be a cheerleader, but something embarrassed happened. So now he's like trying to man up or whatever. And that's where he got put with Lori Beth Denberg, and she falls on him. And everyone makes fun of him for it. And then, so he's telling this to Peter, and Peter's like, you want to make the cheerleading squad to prove you're not a loser? Yeah, why? Nothing. Just high school has changed quite a bit since I was a kid. Either way, he's doing it because he likes the cheerleader girl in it and he wants to impress her. So that's gonna come back at this movie, at the end of this movie.
Another Shyamalan twist.
No, it's not.
It's a Shyamalan twist.
I don't know why I was saying that. I was trying to make a point because I was getting to something else and I forgot. Well, no, when I listened to this, I forgot.
Yeah.
I don't know. We were talking about White's team. I don't know if that rings a bell or anything.
Cheerleaders.
Yeah. Well, he runs into her.
That's later.
Well, no, that's first they run into each other at the beginning.
Yeah, and then they
He's
run
like,
into
"I'm
each
here
other
for
in
cheerleading."
Vegas.
Yeah. They run into Vegas twice
Yeah.
at the beginning because he's like, I'm
One,
here
one,
for
in the, one by the hotel rooms and then the one in the casino.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I remember because we were talking about Dwight saying stuff.
There we go.
So when Justin is telling him about like the girl that he saw in Vegas or whatever from the cheerleading squad, and the boy is like, come on, I want to go on the roller coaster. Dwight's just like, maybe he falls off the roller coaster and breaks all of his bones. It happens. I know somebody who died. It's just funny because like later on, there's going to come to a point where
He does fall off the roller coaster.
she's like looking for him.
Oh, yeah.
She's like looking for him, like, we need you. He fell off a roller coaster and broke all the bones in his body. Just one of those moments that Dwight finally got there. Whew. That was hard. All right, so the next team they fight, it's something like Lights by the Bling Bling or something.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like a ghetto team, but all they do is dance. I don't even know how they would have made it this far.
Yeah, and their outfits look very heavy and
and hot.
Restrictive. Yeah.
So they get destroyed, and then the global gym goes against the police department.
Yeah.
They destroy them, and then you have...
It's a very quick tournament.
Yeah. They focus very little on these except for the final.
Yeah. There's not much dodgeball actually in the movie.
Right.
It's kind of just like towards like the last hour,
right?
45 minutes.
Yeah, it's definitely like the third act of the movie.
Yeah.
They got Joe's versus the Flying Cougars.
You forgot to mention the cheerleaders when they first opened the dodgeball tournament, and Jason Bateman is just staring at them.
Does he say anything?
He says something. I forget what he says.
How dare you forget a quote?
Something like, they're very talented.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
They got Global Gym versus... I didn't write down. I don't know. They beat somebody else. Not important.
Yeah.
It's really not. It's all leading up to the final.
Oh, no. Sorry. I wrote,
it is important.
I guess it is.
No, I forgot. It's not what I wrote. I wrote something else. Okay, so it's the Joes versus Flying Cougars, and Gordon was the last character left. He's like the last person, and there's like I think 4 on the other team, and they tell him like, get angry. You got to get angry. This is what Patches told him earlier. Like you have to get
Hits
angry.
him in the dick.
So then he looks over at his wife, and she's like talking to another guy, and he's just like, "Arr!" and like puts his glasses on and starts getting angry, and they're like, he's like running towards them.
Yeah, it's like actually really good, and then he grabs the ball and like hits him off 1, hits him off 2, and then it like hits a guy, and then he goes out and basically just destroys the end of that round.
Yeah, he team. I don't know. Does he catch the ball and have someone else come in, or does he just eliminate everybody? I think he
just eliminated everybody.
Yeah, so we finally get some, he's finally got some balls.
Because he was telling him earlier to get angry and then hit him in the balls, but that didn't do anything.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why he brought it up again, then he actually got angry.
You know what this movie made me think? If I were to ever play dodgeball and they play some balls on the line, why don't you just run up to the line and flip it into someone real quick? They'd be out immediately.
It's kind of true. Why don't you start a dodgeball team?
Just say it. Like, I was just like, why does everyone
we haven't read the rule book, so maybe there could be something
and
for
grab it and run backwards. Just like run up to it and like as someone's like going down to pick up a ball, just go boop, flip it, and it hits their arm or wherever because they're not going to be expecting that.
Do it.
Maybe I will.
Do it with both hands if balls are close enough.
Yeah, two-handed.
Well, remember, after this movie came out, there was like on Comedy Central, they actually had like a dodgeball league for a while.
Yeah,
there's like so many random leagues nowadays. Like they have like a whole slapping competition. They have that. They have like ultimate tag.
I don't know how that slapping competitions.
I watch the stuff just to see people get knocked out, but
their faces are brutalized. Concussion. I don't know how in a world where we're so worried about concussions in sports, how you can have a sport come out where it's literally head contact.
It's crazy. There's so many random stuff now.
All right, so after that win,
and it's the semifinals now, right?
I think there's only one match left. It's going to be the Average Joe's versus Global Gym. Like the next
well, there
day.
was one of them because Vince Vaughn was in, and he was the last one. Then he got hit, and then they thought that it was over, but they had realized that somebody had stepped over the line.
Oh,
and then they went through to the.
I think that was just one of the games. We just didn't go into details.
Okay.
Well, wait, they're all super depressed that they're not going to be able to beat Global Gym.
We're not there yet. We're talking about we're piping with Patches first.
Oh.
After that, they're going through the casino, and Patches is giving like a little speech, and then he gets crushed by a sign.
Oh, it was a quote that they said. It was luck of something. That was like the sign or whatever that crushed on him, and it just happened to be his luck to get destroyed by that.
Yeah, literally got crushed and died. And then one of the characters, when they're talking about it, was it Owen? I think he was like, at least he went out how he would have wanted to, and Dwight's just like, what?
Something like that, yeah.
Something along those lines. That just always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Maybe Arnold might be making an appearance tonight. We don't know. Oh, yeah, he said, probably the way he wanted to go. What? All All right, so then Peter goes to his room, and White's in his room already, and he got like his companions in the bathroom or whatever. He's like,
That's a great scene, though.
yeah. So he's got some stomach issues.
No, where he pulls out the money. You ever seen $100,000? And he opens the briefcase and it's just one stack of bills.
Because that's realistically what it looks like.
It's not like the movies.
Yeah, so he's offering him $100,000 to just drop out, which I don't really know.
He's got to sign over his gym, though.
To sign over his gym. $100,000 to sign over his gym. I don't know why he would even do this, because they would totally destroy them.
Right.
But either way, he offers $100,000 to sign over his gym, and that's it. We don't really see him sign over or anything like that. But
No, he just comes back to the table all, like, depressed.
yeah, he's like, because White was like, you're going to let down all these guys. They all look up to you. You're going to fail them, and blah, blah, blah. So Vince Vaughn just listens to it and goes back.
He knows he's right. Like, in hindsight. Well, I mean, not in hindsight, but, like, in reality,
Yeah.
he's right.
And he's like, basically, like, we can't win, you guys, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like going to the bathroom, and Steve the Pirate's walking up towards him. He's like, Peter. And he like just pushes him. You are not a pirate. And that really depresses Steve. And he's like walking down the strip, and like we were like, hey, pirate. And like or Splash like throw garbage at him.
Yeah.
And you feel really sorry for him, but
And then he
not
runs.
too much, because he's dressed like a pirate.
And then he's drinking alone at the bar.
Yep.
And old
Sad,
Lance
sad.
Storm comes up.
Yeah, the next day, Kate checks
Armstrong.
the hotel room, and it's said on the TV that he had already checked out. So she was just like questioning where he's at or whatever. And then like the next scene is him at the bar just drinking beer and just being depressed, while there's a TV on the bar that's just like commentating and showing the dodgeball tournament. And then, Lance Storm comes up.
That's right.
In a scene that has not aged well at all.
No.
Not
Because he
really.
gives this whole spiel like,
Not for Lance Storm.
yeah. Because he gives this whole spiel like, I couldn't have won my 5 while I had cancer and blah, 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 blah.
He's like, you know what got me depressed? I had testicular, brain, and lung cancer.
All at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
but-
won 5 Tour de France's.
We're not going to talk about how he cheated during all those and got stripped of all his titles, and banned from cycling. We're not going to talk about that part.
Yeah, but those Live Strong bracelets are still selling.
No, they're not.
You can still buy them.
When was the last time you saw anyone wearing one of those?
No one has to wear them.
They used to be all over the place. That is the wristband that started all that. Then everybody had those for.
Yeah, that was a fad for like 2-3 years.
It was everywhere. It
What
all
wristband?
came crumbling down.
The Live Strong.
a yellow
the
wristband.
Live Strong wristbands.
Dude, you were a
Oh,
child.
okay. I got you.
Yeah, but then every cause had a colored wristband.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was a good moneymaker.
Also, the night before, you had the character Owen go to the bar with Fran. Like Fran was there, and he's like, "Hey, I think you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen."
Yeah. Okay.
It was like mid 2000s.
Yeah, there's still people here and there that still wear those.
Yeah. I had a bunch. Not of those, just of different ones.
And so now we're the next morning. Peter's missing, Steve the Pirate's missing, and Justin's walking with the rest of them. But he gets stopped by the one cheerleader. He's like, "We need you." That's when the
The roller coaster broken,
he's-
breaking all the
yeah.
bones and everything.
and he's like, "I gotta tell the guys like, no time. We need you now." So he's like, so he goes, and
He was basically just like, I can't go because I got my dodgeball tournament at 12. She's like, oh, you'll be there before time. He goes, you sure? And she's like, yeah. So then instead of just telling them, he just goes off with her.
Yeah, so he goes and does that. I assume they win or whatever, but it's over or whatever. And he's just, she's like, "Don't you want to be here for the trophy?" He's like, "I got my own trophy to win or whatever." And then like walks away, but then goes back, kisses her, and then goes. But then we get to the point where Average Joe's is still missing 3 people at this point, and you have to have 6 to play.
This is when you have the interaction with Owen and Dwight. And he's explaining who they're missing or whatever. He goes, Peter, Justin, and the pirate.
Steve the Pirate.
Steve the pirate. He goes, who's Steve the pirate? Steve that's dressed like a pirate? She's like, oh, okay.
He's like, "No, it doesn't ring a bell." The only guy on our team that's dressed like a pirate.
So then Justin's long character comes in, but they still don't have enough players. So the referee guy comes in and says, okay, you guys are going to have to forfeit. So then they all go out on the dodgeball thing where White's just about to accept the trophy, and then Peter comes in and saves the day, and he goes, "I'm here," and he goes, "It's too late, guys. I'm already getting the trophy and everything." And then, I can't think of his name.
Gordon.
Yeah. He just opened up his book and he goes, "Nope, not yet." On the rule book it says that they have to get like a majority vote to
A 2/3 vote on the council or whatever.
yeah.
So, but before we go to that, the announcers when they were about to disqualify or whatever or forfeit. Gary Cole's character is like, "Well, it looks like they're going to be forfeiting or whatever," and then Jason Bateman's character is like, "Yeah, let's see how that strategy works out for them." I always get a chuckle out of that. So then this is when we go with cameos. William Shatner is like the head guy or whatever, but they go to the panel to override it. So the first vote is a yes, the second vote's a no, and the third one, it's Chuck Norris sitting there. And he's like, thumbs up. So like, yes, they're going to go, "Thank you, Chuck Norris." Who doesn't like a good Chuck Norris?
That's right.
But it's also like when they're explaining, like, yeah, it's it's a bylaw or whatever.
What's a bylaw?
What's a bylaw? His fast reaction. They have a match. It's like pretty even. People get eliminated. People come back in. Blah blah blah. Then I think it's down to just White Goodman and Peter, and he eliminates Peter, but he steps over a line, so it goes to sudden death overtime, where they like each hold a ball and stand there. Peter goes blindfolded because that's how he trained with
Patches
earlier in the movie. Thank you. And Ben Stiller goes to grab the ball and just like
the crowd gasps.
Yeah, because Peter's not moving, and he like goes to throw the ball, and Peter just like turns
Matrix
the
style. Ball,
and then throws it at Ben Stiller, eliminating him, and also like he goes like flying, from like a dodgeball. But whatever, that happens throughout the whole movie. It's never talked about it.
That's true.
So they win. Average Joe's wins, and I think White Goodman's just like, "Doesn't matter. I own your gym."
mm-hmm. And everybody's like, "Is that true, Peter?"
He's like, "Yes, I sold the gym."
And the next thing you know, you get all these casino guys coming in and it goes, Peter, congratulations on your win. Here's your winnings. And everybody's like so confused on what's happening.
It's in a treasure chest too.
Yeah.
That's important.
I got more info on that later too.
So they bring it in and he's like, "Yeah, I sold it for $100,000, but I bet on us to win."
And it was 50-1 odds.
Yeah, 50-1. He's like, "That's $5 million." Like, yes.
I just thought it was funny because he like tells everybody, he goes, "All right, guys, so how much money would it be if it was 50-1 odds?" And he goes, "Oh my God, we won $5,000." He's like, "No, $5 million."
Yeah, Owen's character. It's $5,000.
So then everybody's cheering, and the next thing you know, Peter the Pirate comes up.
Yeah, Peter the Pirate, and he's clean cut. He's not dressed like a pirate at all whatsoever.
He looks like a normal guy now.
Yeah, he's looking like, "Hi, Peter. I just want to say you were right," or whatever. He's like, "If I was right, then who's going to help me share this treasure," or whatever. He opens up the treasure, shows him, he's like, "Gar."
And I just thought it was funny because then Owen again, he goes, "Oh, look, it's Peter the Pirate." And then Dwight just looks at him like,
and shakes his head.
"What?"
Yeah, when he doesn't look like a pirate, he recognizes him as a pirate. And then we also get the
M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Yeah, here's Sikora's twist. Kate's girlfriend or whatever was like, "Oh, I couldn't get on the flight in time, or whatever. I wouldn't miss this." And then they like kiss or whatever. And was it Dwight?
Yeah, Dwight.
Dwight's just like, "See, I told you she was lesbian or whatever." She's like, "I'm not a lesbian. I'm bi." And then like goes and kisses Vince Vaughn. And then we get, I think the last thing is just like, before that happened, Vince Vaughn, his character's like, "See, that's $5 million. That's enough to buy the majority stake in Global Gyms. They don't have, so I'm going to buy it and fire you." But it's like, "You're fired." He's like, "You don't even own it yet." Like,
right.
And you'd have to have someone sell it to you. So
right.
There's no
I would
guarantee.
never sell it to you.
And
It's a
honestly,
publicly traded company.
would you really want to waste the $5 million you just won
No.
to buy it?
No,
No.
you could just go open your own Average Joe's again.
But he does it because he's like, that means if I own Global Gym, that means I own Average Joe's. So, because they just bought it. But yeah, you're right. Just go open another place called Average Joe's.
Right.
Either way. So then the last thing was like a commercial for Average Joe's, where he's like, if you just want to lose a couple pounds, make good friends, blah blah blah. The Average Joe's is for you.
Yep, the feel-good story of the year.
And it like goes to a
The
TV.
Underdog Story.
Sorry.
And it like goes to a TV, like gets turned off, and it's White Goodman, and he's like really obese now,
He's
like
fat
all
again.
greasy, eating chicken. He's like, I won that tournament.
That's right.
I don't know if he said the F word, but he was like, I hate you, Chuck Norris. And then it ends, and then it goes to credits.
Yep.
And then, I don't know, there's another end credit scene with him, and he's just basically talking about, yep, that's the story. I know you guys wanted a good story, so there you go, you know.
I didn't wait to watch that.
I just did it because I know there's just like and it's a random movie, so I knew there's gonna be some like random end credit scene for it.
All right, so at this point, let me go through a couple more quotes that we didn't get to at the beginning of the movie. It's like, here at Global Gym, we understand that ugliness and fatness are genetic disorders like baldness or necrophilia, and it's only your fault if you don't hate yourself enough to do something about it. Which is like a brutal. Another one is, here at Global Gym, we are better than you, and we know it. Oh, when like White's talking to Kay's like, we should mate. What? We should date.
You know,
Sorry.
like, go out.
I just threw up in my mouth.
You know, some countries all they eat is vomit. I've never been there. Read about it in a book.
Are you reading the dictionary? Yes, like that just said my mind.
I didn't know you were coming by. It's like, you asked me to come here.
All right, so I think my 3 top choices for quotes, they're just fun ones because there's nothing like meaningless. So I don't even know, I'm not even gonna pick one. I'm just gonna say all 3 in a row. We already talked about 2 of them. It's you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Obviously, there. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody. It's just hilarious. Another one we didn't talk about. Another one by Jason Bateman, which is, "Ouch town, population you, bro." That's one of my favorite quotes from him. All right, and then you get the Ben Stiller one. "Oh, I don't think I am a lot dumber than you thought that I think
Yeah, that
I
one.
thought I was once." I can't even say it fast because it's so
Yeah.
tricky. It took me forever to write it down. And I was going to practice at work before I came here, but I forgot.
Yeah, that one's good.
Because he says like 3 times faster than I just did.
Maybe even 4 times.
Yeah, I think that's it for my quotes. So,
My quote was probably the, money where your mouth is, but put your mouth where my balls are. That one was pretty funny. But then there's a couple random Jason Bateman quotes that I just love. And there's one of them when Vince is getting blindfolded, and the good commentator is like, now he's going to be blindfolded, so how can he do this? And then Jason Bateman goes, can't really see, so let's see what he's going to do. Just some random stuff. And then there was one where I think it was the semifinals one with Vince Vaughn, and the real commentator goes, he goes, I'll be shocked to see where this goes after this. And then Jason Bateman goes, I'm going to be shocked. And then he just looks over and goes, yeah, that's what I said.
yeah. I hope in the sequel they bring Jason Bateman back.
It'd be great to see
They have
it.
to bring everybody back.
Yeah, but that one in particular would be my favorite.
It'd be funny to see Jason Bateman as the same exact character. He's just, just
Be
the way
the
he was
same.
dressed and everything. It was just sunglasses indoors and everything.
Overall, in this movie, we don't really need to go through like the mostly likes and dislikes.
Yeah, I
'cause
think we
don't
talked about most of it, if
really-
anything.
we kind of just did the movie, and it's a dumb comedy.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You got judges a dumb comedy. It was made like a dumb comedy would be made. Quality wise, it was acted fine.
Oh, yeah. It was a global sensation.
So it's funny enough. Might as well just go to ratings.
Yeah.
Then we can go with some facts, too.
All right, so we got a 0 to 5 rating. 0 being the worst, 5 being the best. If it gets
Nope, that's not the rating, Mike. You know what the rating is. What's
Wall
a
of
5?
Fame.
What's a 5?
a 5 is a true classic.
4?
4 is a pretty darn good.
What's a 3?
Middle of the road.
2?
Should have been better.
1? It's bad.
It's bad. I was gonna say it. And then 0 is nothing redeemable. That's right. If it gets
yeah.
average of 4 or higher from us, it goes on the wall of fame. If it gets a 1.5 or lower, it goes on the wall of shame.
Thank you.
I'll go first on this. I used to hate this movie. Well, not
Go
hate.
figure.
I used to not enjoy this movie when it first came out. I haven't watched it since. It's better than I remember.
Yeah.
Still, it's a it's just an average comedy. So I'm gonna go right in the middle of the road with a 2.5.
Kind of going right around there, but I'm gonna go with a 3 on that. I like some of just the dumb humor in it, which makes it funny to me. Nothing really special about it, just a dumb comedy. But yeah.
Sikora.
I like the seriousness and the love story in it.
What's
I'm
seriousness?
just kidding. No, I just think it's a stupid, good comedy, but I love Ben Stiller's character in it. So 3.
3?
3.
All right. I thought it was going to be higher than 3.
Like 3.33?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, no like that.
I gave it a 3 because I gave Heavyweights a 3, right? Probably.
I don't remember what we gave.
I have no
Heavyweights.
idea.
It's a 3.
I just, given around that time, there was better comedies and there was worse comedies, so that's why I went middle of the road. Yep, 2.8 is the average rating we're giving this movie, so basically middle of the road movie.
Math.
It's math. Randy, you came here too.
I guess I should talk like this. This will get them all in.
Hey, Andre, do you want to hear some trivia from Tyler?
Yes, I
over here?
like trivia on fonts.
Apparently, Fran was originally supposed to be a cyborg in the movie.
What?
All right.
What the heck?
That's probably where that 20 to 30 million budget.
I guarantee it would have went down a grade.
I don't know how you just.
So it was originally more than just a woman with a cannon for an arm. In the original draft of the script, Fran was supposed to be a dodgeball robot. They cut it because they thought it was too far fetched. But the actress who played Fran said her metallic face and fake breasts were supposed to be exposed at the climax. White Goodman's hair is inspiration from Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Feathery and flowing, or whatever they say.
The cheerleading scene was supposed to be more gruesome than what it actually was. It was supposed to have Justin's hand go through her.
Like, ew.
Yeah. Good thing they didn't do that. It would have been. I already felt uncomfortable the way it was, but Justin Long had many concussions on the set with getting hit by so many of the dodgeballs.
Really?
He said that he felt very uncomfortable driving home because he just felt off and refused to go home. Your guy that plays the pirate, Alan, I can't say his last name.
Tudyk.
Yeah.
Iraq.
He said he didn't really like his character, and so when he said he read the script, that he said he needed the pirate character to be cut because it doesn't make any sense to him.
Kind of an agreement in the sense that, like, if you cut that character out, it doesn't really affect the story.
No, it does nothing for the story.
Most of, like,
He doesn't say anything.
he's at the beginning and he's at the end. He doesn't really.
There's nothing really in the middle either.
No,
So
he doesn't say anything. Except
It's all for just the payoff of the joke at the end,
Yeah.
So I agree. And, I feel like there was other stuff that was probably cut out for that character.
Probably.
Have you guys seen the movie Hoosiers?
I actually haven't.
Hoosiers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently the theme color of Average Joe's was inspiration from that movie.
My baseball coach made us watch that movie.
Really?
Yeah, because we sucked. And he's like, you go draw inspiration from this movie. Just like, we won't. And we didn't.
They had originally lost in the first script, whatever that means. It says that the original ending to the film, they had Average Joe's losing the tournament, but in addition to that, they had Steve the Pirate steal a treasure chest from a treasure island ship to give to the team. This is why the money is in a treasure chest, because they didn't know what to do with it afterwards. So it's kind of just random. There's a fan theory going around that Steve the Pirate was a former Navy veteran who suffers from PTSD. And there's like tattoos on him that are just like apparently rumored to be like people that he was in the Navy with, and that's why he's like,
This is a fan theory?
yeah,
So there's no evidence to back this up whatsoever.
no.
There's internet evidence.
That's a little stretch for me. I'm not even going to. Some people look too far in movies to find things.
And then basically Ben Stiller's character is a clone from Tony Perkins and Heavyweights.
Clone's the same person who had a crime happen and needed to change his identity.
Yeah.
It'd be weird if they would do something with like Tony Perkins and White Goodman, and the new one would be kind of funny.
No, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Tony Perkins should come work out at his gym.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
and get
Or they
back.
should combine because you got the Perkins system. Well, he doesn't even own the gym anymore.
They should combine, and you
Maybe.
have one of the dodgeball teams should be the kids from the heavyweight camp.
Yeah, I was
in the
gonna say they
sequel.
should have like a heavyweight kid.
So
If
now
like
you
John,
have Tony Perkins.
Tony
and,
Perkins like yelling at the kid in
and
the
White
gym
are
or
on a
something.
team together.
Well, maybe Tony Perkins has got to get White back in shape.
That's right.
That's
The
right.
Perkins system.
That would be funny.
For Gerald Garner.
Garner, Gerald.
147 pounds, whatever.
Hopefully Lars comes back too. Very far away.
That'd be awesome. He's
That's
a he's a
Julie.
bad guy again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about this. Okay.
Yeah, you got to get Keenan back.
Oh, he's too busy doing Good Burger too, baby.
Yeah, he can do this movie too. He can do that movie. You got to get Sean Weiss back, a.k.a. Goldberg.
That's not gonna happen.
You need him. He needs this.
That's-
He needs this.
He needs it more than they need that.
Exactly. It will be it'll be a true underdog story.
Yeah, I'm all about it. Let's make heavyweights and dodgeball crossover movie happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess Arnold's gonna be in it. Apparently,
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I'll tell you, get down.
he's the third judge.
You
on
gotta
this
dodge
one.
the ball.
Yes, you could play. Apparently, I don't do Arnold impressions, so there's that.
You can.
That's great.
All right, I think that does it on this one. Any last comments from either of you?
No.
All right,
Dodgeball, an underdog story.
bounce. All right.
Ready? It's bouncing, bro.
Well, as always, I'm Mike.
Sikora.
And Tyler.
You pointed at him first.
I know, but I corrected before you guys could throw your little fit like you did last time. Listen to this ball
I
bouncing.
didn't throw a fit.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
Dodge.
Arr.
Dip, dive, and dodge.